What's up, FHN? I'm Harper.
And I'm Nathan, and we've got a great show for you this week.
We've got stories ranging from an ice carving festival to boxer's salary to the Nintendo 3DS shutting down.
But first, we've got a story on the diversity of teachers at North, so stick around. The nightly show starts now.
Last week, our state-winning mock trial team made it to regionals for this season. Regionals will be held March 5th and March 7th. March is quite a busy month for the girls' robotics team as they made it to state this year. The state tournament will be held on March 2nd.
The FHN student body is a very diverse group, but the teachers and staff don't reflect that same level of diversity. Here's a story by Melissa and Vanessa explaining this topic.
Saale North is home to a very diverse student body, but in contrast, teachers at FHN don't nearly have the same ethnic makeup.
There isn't enough diversity here at the school. There's a diverse student population, but it's not reflected in the teaching staff.
At FHN, 33% of our population of students is not white, is people of color. That's pretty diverse for the area that we live in.
There are some internal pressures for FHN's teachers of color. Monica Perry is the school's first Black administrator, and Brian Santos is the only Asian teacher. Both of them have felt the need to present for their minority students.
Being a minority teacher, I want to do a good job with my duties. I don't know, it's kind of easy to be singled out as a minority teacher, so I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job and providing a good example for those minority students.
I understood what my assignment was. By that, I mean, a part of my job internally was to make sure that I am visible and I'm welcoming to all minority students in here, and that every student know that they can come to me for whatever that they need.
Saale North strives to provide a quality learning environment for all of its students. One step to this is the importance of representation.
Kids are going to walk out of Saale North and they're going to go into a bigger world, a bigger society where it is very diverse. And to give them that experience now really is going to help them become a more well-rounded person.
Representation matters. Students of different ethnicities don't get to see role models and positive adults of the same culture.
Everyone needs to see themselves and the people that they're around every day. You all spend a lot of time in school. It will be good to be able to talk to people who may have the same ethnic background, religious background that you can just identify with. You may not be identically the same, but they can understand where you're coming from and be an advocate for you in the school environment when you need a trusted adult to go to.
Thanks, guys. Now moving into some important school events going on this week. On the 21st, Knights of the Round Table will be held from 6:30 and will end at 7:30. Students have already been notified if they have been chosen by a teacher for Knights of the Round Table.
On February 22nd, it's Group Photo Day, so be sure to wear a shirt or some clothing relevant to your club.
In local news, the Fete Glass Ice Festival was held on January 7th and hosted on Main Street. Here's a story by Rhea Patel and Max Ramirez on how that went.
On January 27th, 2024, St. Charles is hosting the Fete Glass Ice Carving Competition. The event hosts multiple competitions and even some shows like fire spinning.
We like coming down and seeing all the people walking around, seeing what shops are open, see what's new and what's changed.
Probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Off and on.
Within the community, we've developed a lot of friendships with other people that do this. I enjoy it because watching the crowd and everybody's face lighting up like, oh my gosh, how is she doing that? It's so exciting. It took me a long time to train and get to do this, so it's exciting to see people when their faces light up.
Years ago, they used to teach it in culinary school, and now they don't do that anymore, but that's where I learned how to do it, so. The teams is my favorite part. It's just, you get to work with your friend and, he has a team, and so, a lot of times you have to work really fast because it's not always this cold when you do it.
I like the ice carvings, with the weather changes from warm years to cold years, seeing how they stand up to it.
I like that it's nice out today to keep the sculptures cold so they're not melting. Sometimes they're all melted by 11. But just to see the different tools that people use and the different things that they come up with.
Well, the Super Bowl's coming up, so that's why we did the one with the Super Bowl. And this is Valentine's Day's coming up. Well, yeah, I think it is. I mean, I've been doing it for many years, and it's even the weather like this, it's still, look at the turnout, so I'm sure it helps the community a lot.
Helps the community by having something that is inclusive where everybody can enjoy watching and the crowd can get this good energy going.
It brings a lot of revenue into the local area, and it makes people more aware of what's around them, gets people to come out and see some of these historic areas.
And they provide stuff all year round down here, so you can come down any time of year, whether it's summer, spring, fall, winter. And so there's always something to do down here, which makes it kind of fun.
Events like these help bolster small businesses and bring the community together. For FHN Today, this is Max Ramirez signing off.
Great video, Max and Rhea. Now moving on to some sports news. Following the Kansas City Chiefs' victory over the 49ers in the Super Bowl, there has been rising concern about the NFL's revised overtime rules for the playoffs. Players on the 49ers stated that they were not aware of the changes made to the rules prior to the 2022 season. However, it has been reported that the referees made both teams aware of these changes before the overtime period.
On the topic of sports, there recently has come to the attention of many that there is a difference in pay throughout the boxing industry. With more on that, here's a video by Riley and Nathan.
MMA and boxing are some of the fastest growing sports in America, but have one of the lowest pay rates. How do boxers feel about this pay discrepancy?
I am not satisfied with the payment due to the fact that we put our bodies, our health, both mentally and physically, it needs to go up, but we fight for passion, not payment.
It depends on if you're amateur, get a true ball, you don't get nothing as an amateur. Right now, as an amateur, you get paid knowledge, you get paid technique, and you get paid you get paid in your blood, sweat, and tears.
You're putting your body at risk, for the sport. And so, fighter increase should be paid, in my opinion. And it would really help the growth of the sport,
Well, in my opinion, I think for them to do more is really dedicate the time and really try to exceed and give the confidence in the fighter. Meaning, if it's a big promotion, come to that fighter, really look at that fighter, read about that fighter, and really say, you know what? I see exactly what's going on.
Personally, I work a full-time job and trade, and I'm always on the deficit. I'm always tired. I'm always sore. And if I probably could have been leaps and bounds better if I could have focused only on fighting for at least 1 year.
If you want to do this, it's great. It's great for your mind, great for your body. It's one of the best sports. I love it. You just got to put in that hard work.
Thank you, Nathan and Riley.
Now let's transfer over to some news on our own school sports. Next week, tryouts will be held for spring sports, so make sure to go to FHN Today and FHN Game Day to get some more information.
All that talk of sports got me hungry. Maybe you can cook something up.
I'm not going to make you anything, but Taylor's got a baking tutorial so you can learn how to make some gooey butter cookies.
Hello FHN. Today I'm going to show you how to make gooey butter cookies. I like to start with getting all my ingredients together. You're going to need 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then 1 box of any yellow cake mix. Your first step is going to be to beat your cream cheese, butter, egg, and vanilla with a hand or stand mixer until it's fluffy. Next, you're going to mix in the cake mix until combined, and after that, chill it for 30 minutes. While it's chilling, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to place your powdered sugar in a bowl, scoop out and roll dough into 1.5 inch balls and roll in the powdered sugar until it's completely coated. Then you're going to place onto your cookie sheet and bake for about 13 minutes. Once that's done, let the cookies sit on the cookie sheet for a few minutes, then remove to a rack to cool. Add more powdered sugar on top, and there you have it, gooey butter cookies. Have a great day, FHN.
Thanks, Taylor. A lot of big-name artists released new music this week, so here's a quick recap. Taylor Swift announced her new album, The Tortured Poets Department. Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign released the first of their 3-album trilogy, Vultures, and Beyoncé releases a single with a shocking genre shift to country.
In other entertainment news, last month, Nintendo announced that they will shut down the 3DS and Wii U consoles on April 8th. Here's Max Ramirez with more details on this story.
As recently announced on Nintendo's Twitter, the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U's online servers will be shut down on April 8th, 2024. That means that all internet functionality for both the 3DS and Wii U will be permanently ended, truly putting an end to an era. The 3DS released in 2011 and the Wii U released in 2012. While the final major releases came out for the Wii U in 2017 and the 3DS came to an end in 2019, their impact cannot be understated. The 3DS sold 75 million systems and with its backwards compatibility, boasts an enormous amount of games to play with over 3,000 games including both the DS and 3DS games. While the Wii U may not have sold much or had as many games on it, the games it did have were of great quality and were even good enough to be given another shot on the Switch. These systems were very influential in the gaming community, whether it was the 3DS's use of 3D in their games along with the iconic touchscreen or the Wii U's gamepad. Then, for a few years after their final releases, the 3DS and Wii U lived peacefully until the Nintendo eShop on both systems shut down in March of 2023, signaling the true end of the systems. While plenty of Wii U games have been remade on the Switch, there's still games that may not be able to play it online anywhere anymore. The first Splatoon game is very unique with some specials and maps, and even a single weapon that have not returned in either of the sequels, meaning that they won't be able to be played online again. Some series, like Yokai Watch, have had all of their localized games on the 3DS, meaning that all online battling and trading in Yokai Watch will be shut off. After all of this, the Switch will be the only Nintendo console with online functionality, which makes you wonder what'll be next in line for Nintendo. There have been a lot of rumors that the Switch 2 will come out in 2024, but only time will tell. In the end, these systems were home to great games, and their legacy will never be forgotten as they are finally laid to rest.
That's such a shame. How about some good news to liven up the spirits?
Lucky for you, I've got just the thing. Disney had a surprise announcement for Moana 2 that will be coming out the day before Thanksgiving, with Inside Out 2 coming out this summer. Or if you're more interested in horror, the sequel to The Quiet Place will drop June 28th, 2024.
Going along with that, zombies have been popular in horror movies for a long time. Check out this video by Wilson Lamb to learn the full history of zombies in media.
In this video, we will dive into the origins and influences the undead have had on pop culture. The idea of the dead coming back to life is an idea as old as death itself. Whether they're ghosts, spirits, vampires, or zombies, the dead coming back in some way is a common concept in every culture. But when you think about the dead coming back from the grave, zombies will always come first in mind. From video games to TV and movies, zombies are possibly the most popular fictional creatures. One film that defines zombies' impact on culture and their characteristics is The Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero. This 1968 film defined what zombies looked like and what stories with zombie apocalypses looked like as well. Zombies were slow and idiotic. One zombie would be enough to deal with, but a horde of them would be a problem. If bitten by one of these, you would become a zombie yourself. In the 80s, movies like The Evil Dead and its franchise depict zombies as evil beings that can talk and manipulate people. These depictions usually have some satanic symbolism that goes along with it. In the 90s, zombies became less serious. Zombies were campy and seen as cliché. With the rise of video games, zombies are now being seen as kid stuff, mindless creatures that provide little to the story and were only created to kill. In terms of the movie business, zombies weren't looked at as seriously as they were before. This was a complete contrast to the 2000s, with movies like 28 Days Later, the TV series The Walking Dead, making zombies relevant and terrifying again. Like in the 80s, zombies of the 2000s focused more on the human characters while also emphasizing how scary zombies are. But in the movie and TV department, zombies were again seen as less serious. Movies like Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland, and World War Z made zombies campy again. Games, movies, and TV have had both serious depictions and goofy depictions. In conclusion, zombies have had a massive impact on pop culture, with zombies being inescapable in every media form.
That's it for this episode of The Nightly Show.
For more info on anything you heard, make sure to visit FHNtoday.com.
Once again, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Harper, signing off.